I was fear-filled. We were talking about addiction and how it impacts people. And my father, as an alcoholic, could be volatile. And so I, um, as a little girl, assumed it had something to do with me when it had everything to do with his addiction. And he could get angry, and it frightened me. And so I think I brought some of that trauma into my life as a parent. And then when I was recognizing that my son was also suffering from this addiction and fearful about that, it 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 ended up kind of being something that I needed to work through, because I appreciated, even when, during the course of time, especially when Chris was clean and sober, our relationship deepened and we were so close and connected.
Mm.
And then when he was off and running in his addiction, particularly knowing that his mother was sober, meant for, and I think this happens with most people who are um, doing something that they know their parents wish they weren't. There's more distance. And so in the years of his life prior to his death, in those 2 years, I was cultivating the ability to let go of fear, so that I wasn't chasing after him in the same way that I had. I wasn't always trying to track him down, keep him safe. Um, I was letting him live his life, and it was a sort of age appropriate for me to do that since he was in college. And I was doing only one thing, and that was making a point of letting him know how loved he was and continues to be. Um, and then just when I worked at getting better at that, he ended up dying. He and his and three boys, on their holiday break in college, um, went up to a friend's lake house in Wisconsin, with a whole group of guys. And four of them decided to go out in the middle of the night in a canoe on a frozen lake, and none of them survived that. So when that happened, in time, through my grief, I needed to process so many things, and writing helped me do that. It
Mm.
not only helped me connect to him, but it helped me reconcile every decision that I'd made, and think about, do I then want to, should I have been have should I have stayed fearful? Uh,
Right.
and really kind of put me in this place where there were some really crystal clear choices. And I think Christopher's spirit sort of led me into the spiritual dimension of appreciating the importance of continuing to let go of fear, even though now I'd been traumatized by his death. I do think that grief over the loss of a child is always traumatic because it's out of time.
Mhm.
And because parents we do take on the job of thinking that it is our task to keep our children alive. And the truth is that we all do die at one point or another. Christopher departed early at 21, but I got to be his mother, and I continue to get to. And that's what helps me survive, is that if I'm really clear and conscious and mindful about doing what I was doing even before he died, which is just to love and cherish him, then healing happens.
Mm.